All right, so if you're deep in the AI agent space, you have absolutely seen the name Claude Dispatch starting to pop up everywhere. Some folks are even calling it an OpenClaw killer. But what is it really? Let's cut through all the noise and get to the bottom of what's actually going on here.
Okay, so the very first thing we have to tackle is a really simple but, super important question. Is this even an official thing? The name is all over the place, but if you actually go looking for a product page from Anthropic, well, you're going to come up empty-handed.
And it turns out that's because Claude Dispatch is actually a name that bubbled up from the community. It is not an official product. And that right there is the key to this whole story. It tells us something much more interesting is happening. We're seeing a powerful open source tool start to merge with a really fast-growing official ecosystem.
So, okay, if it's not a formal product, what in the world is it? And probably more important, what problem is it solving that has everyone so fired up? Let's break it all down. At its core, Dispatch is an open source skill that you use inside of Claude Code. Think of it like a supervisor or maybe a project manager for your AI. It basically transforms your main chat session into this lightweight manager that can hand off different tasks to other AI workers that are running in the background.
Now, the problem Dispatch is built to solve is something that I guarantee every single power user has run into. It's what I call the context overload trap. You know how it is. You're in one long AI session, you ask it to do one thing, then another, and pretty soon the AI just gets confused. It starts forgetting what you talked about 10 minutes ago. I mean, this is the old way of doing things, right? You give the AI this long sequence of pretty complex tasks. You ask it to review some code, then you ask it to refactor a piece of it, then you want it to write some tests. By that third or fourth request, its performance just starts to tank. The context window is just cluttered with noise, and you're pretty much forced to just start all over again. It's frustrating.
And this is where the pure elegance of Dispatch really shines. It completely reframes the whole job of your main AI session. It's no longer the one trying to do all the heavy lifting itself. Instead, it becomes the conductor of the orchestra.
And this is a fundamental shift in thinking. Your main session, the one you're talking to, becomes the manager. It just hands out the assignments. But the actual hard work, the coding, the research, the writing, all of that is done by specialized workers. And each one gets to operate in its own clean, fresh context. No more clutter.
So what does this new workflow actually look like? Well, you just run the /dispatch command with whatever task you have in mind. The AI then creates a plan, like a checklist. It assigns that plan to a background worker, which gets a totally fresh context to start with. And here's the cool part. If that worker gets stuck, it can ask you for clarification without derailing the whole process. All the while, your main session stays clean, lean, and ready for your next big idea.
This whole new approach just unlocks some seriously powerful benefits. Your main session stays lean, your tasks can run in parallel, which obviously speeds things up like crazy. The workers can actually talk back to you, keeping you in the loop, and maybe most importantly, the AI is the one carrying the cognitive load of managing all the little details, which frees you up to think about the bigger picture.
But here's the thing, Dispatch isn't just working in a vacuum. Its real power comes from the way it plugs into Anthropic's official and rapidly growing ecosystem of tools for building agents.
And this is where all the confusion, but also all the power, really comes from. See, Dispatch is a skill that sits on top of official Anthropic features, things like subagents and persistent memory. So when you hear people talking about Claude Dispatch, they're not just talking about one little tool. They're really talking about this entire powerful stack all working together in harmony.
Okay, so that brings us to the main event. This is the comparison everyone's been asking about. How does this new way of working stack up against a really popular self-hosted tool like OpenClaw?
Well, the biggest difference really comes down to philosophy. The Claude ecosystem with Dispatch is a lightweight layer that works right on top of the official platform. OpenClaw is a different beast entirely. It's a complete, standalone agent operating system that you host yourself. That means you get total control over every little thing.
So let's get to the point. Can it replace OpenClaw? Well, for specific workflows like coding and research that you're already doing inside the Claude ecosystem, yeah, absolutely. It's a really strong native alternative. But if your main priority is self-hosting, or you want to use any model you want from any provider, or you're building a cross-platform assistant, then OpenClaw still absolutely holds its ground. Okay, let's make this practical. How do you decide which one of these paths is the right one for you, or for your team? It really just comes down to what your priorities are.
This table really breaks it down nicely. You're going to want to lean toward the Claude Dispatch approach if your team is already comfortable with Claude and you want a streamlined, low-maintenance setup for coding and research. On the flip side, you're going to lean toward OpenClaw if you need total control, self-hosting, building a custom internal platform, or having the freedom to swap in any model you see fit.
So the most important thing to take away from all this isn't about one tool killing another. That's not the real story. The real story is about convergence. What we're seeing is Anthropic's official ecosystem rapidly adopting the exact same patterns and workflows that made indie tools like OpenClaw so popular to begin with. It's absorbing the best ideas from the community.
Ultimately, the entire conversation is shifting. We're moving away from this endless search for the one best agent, and we're moving toward mastering the art of orchestration. It's all about using these incredible tools to manage multiple specialists effectively. So the only real question left is, what complex task are you going to orchestrate first?